I'm making this video for those who plan on replacing your spark plugs on a Mercedes, and especially the GLE43. The dealer is going to charge you $1,054 to do it. The job can be done. Actually, it's relatively easy, but I want to show you something that nobody is showing you before you do it. So, when you're taking out the spark plugs, before you take out the spark plug, this is called your ignition coil. Regular ignition coil. Here's an old spark plug. But the thing is, watch this. Once you put this in, even if you put in a little, see that there's a rubber in here, and you put in that much, it's going to be even that hard to pull it out. So when you pull these ignition coils out, do not pull them out from the base. No, this right here, this hook, you want to get your finger in there and hold it from here, and then you pull it out. Now it's not going to slide out. No, this is designed where it's going to take you maybe 5 to 10 minutes to pull this out, because as you can see, you see how that rubber in there, that right there is even harder to pull out. So my suggestion is this. Let me fix this once again. And this is going to be very it's going to stretch. So you'll be able to get your fingers under here, because this is how it's going to seat in. You get your finger under and you got to pull, and most likely you'll have to use 2 hands, because you're not going to be able to pull this thing with 1 hand. My suggestion is try not to use any tools. But if you could, that's good. Just be mindful. None of this is plastic and is rubber. You pull out, and let me give you a demonstration. So if we go over here, and here is your ignition coil out and everything, but see, I can't really pull it out any further, because that's why I got to get under and pull it from that little knob. And once again, this is for replacing your spark plugs. Now, when installing them is going to be tough. Installing them just as hard, because when you put this back in here, you got to go deep. So if you think pulling it in, pulling it out was hard, you got to take your time and make sure you get this thing all the way in, because inside, you see that inside? That's got to be connected to the tip of this. Okay? When you get these spark plugs, you're going to have this kind of round tip. And that's got to go in there. So pulling it out is going to be just as hard as pulling it in. And once again, this is John Hope of Rhode Island, of the John Hope House, working on a 2019 GLE43, which is going to be similar. And to do in the car is very easy. So let me show you the engine, just in case you guys misunderstand. Here's your ignition coils. You just disconnect them, very easy. Then you're gonna have the damper, which is a rubber damper. Just remove that. And you got 1, 2, 3 on this side, and 1, 2, 3 on that side. And you really don't have to disconnect this sensor right there. Once you just pull this out, this air filter out, it's in by, very easy. That's all. You just pull it out, pull it to the side. You don't need any special tools. Now this here, you gotta kind of yank up on here. You only have 1 screw. See that 1 screw? This is upside down. That 1 screw goes there. Make sure you put a cloth here. Okay? I'm holding the camera here so you can kind of get a good look at your engine. It'll help you out, hopefully. All right, so I hope this video is informative for you, but trust me, you could do it, save yourself a lot of money. Now, the spark plugs alone are gonna run you between, I don't know, $25 to $30 a spark plug. So look at paying about $150 for 6 spark plugs on a GLE43. Don't get Bosch, get what is recommended for this particular. You're gonna get a NGK laser iridium, and the number on here is right there. I don't know if you can see it, but the number is 96427 at Napa. 96427 at Napa. NGK Laser Iridium. And that's it. And this came off of a $48,000 mile GLE43. And it's recommended that you replace your spark plugs every 5,000 or 50,000 miles. You definitely want to do that because the very tip, the electrode, I think, that does wear down if you compare it to a new one. That's it. Hope you enjoy. John Hope of Rhode Island. If you have any questions regarding that, you can call me at 571-230-5691. I am not a licensed mechanic, but then again, you don't have to be to change a tire either, do you? I've been working on Mercedes for a few years. This is how you do it. Take it to a dealer, spend $1,000 and maybe more, because if they run into any problems, you got to pay for it. That's it.